Uh, this is kind of an impromptu thing. I think everybody should be able to hear me just fine. Got my water. Let's do a bottled and bond. The guy commented a couple days ago, and I kind of fell off the earth about doing them. I know it's late at night, but you make time when you make time. Let's close that door so we're not bothered by noise. So I thought I would do Very Old Barton Bottled and Bond, which still has a sticker price on it. Paid $18.99 for it. As we can see, I've enjoyed it. I've not done a review on either one of these. I have not tried either one of these probably 6 months. Old Granddad Bottled, you can see $16.49. I hope it's refocusing after that. $16.74, I'm sorry. And this was for a liter, though. That's for $7.50. There are 2 bottled and bonds this evening. I got a little new, different carrier, and so let's put it up here so everybody can see it. Yellow sticker for that one. Yellow on the bottom. I got this so I can cover the screen when this begins. I imagine not many people show up tonight for a live this late. Kind of waiting for Telex to get done. Green. And then I got caught up in something else. And so I just didn't really have time. And green. So now we know. Got all the right colors. Hey, Whiskey Ace. I'm well. I'm just fine. I ain't having no problems. Just wanted to do something quick and crazy tonight. Try to catch back up on some of this stuff. It's been a month of Sundays since I've done any lives like this. But I think it's too good bonded. You know, and I tried to figure out if the Very Old Barton was still made. I thought I had heard it wasn't, but then I've just seen online where some people have said that they just dropped a 6-year age statement on it, which this one would be that case. A little bit more. I feel like I'm going to be close to the same level. It eliminates color pretty much from these. You can't really tell it. But it, Very Old Bottled and Bond. I'll look up here once in a while. Yeah. Bottled and Bond, obviously new charred oak barrels, 4 years, same distilling season, same distiller in a bonded warehouse, bottled at 100 proof, minimum of 4 years. Now there's no maximum on that, and you can see by the Henry McKenna that I'd have over there, that's 10-year-old, and a lot of the old Taylors are considered like single barrel. There's bottled and bonds on it, and so it follows all the same thing, but I guarantee you the whiskey and that's a lot older than 4 years flavor-wise. So as the minimum of 4 years is all that's required. And since they did take the 6-year age statement off of this, it's no longer 6 years. I mean, even the, what was it called? The Fighting Cock I got. It used to have 6 year. The two I've got 6-year age statements, but it no longer comes with it. And the only reason I can conceive that it would not be a bottled and bond is if it didn't have, it was 101 proof, so it's not exactly 100 proof, so that must matter in all this craziness, how they determine it. And maybe not all of it comes from the same distiller, distilled in the same season, all the other fun stuff that goes with it. Couldn't find the old white one I used to use, so we'll use Sweet Dreams. It's still my wife's, but I'll put it back before she goes to sleep. Anyway. All right, now, these will be fresh because I don't want to spill them. I've never spun in this one before. But these will be kind of fresh to me because it's been a while. It's been at least 6 months since I had either one of them. The last one I had, I couldn't tell you. I want to say it's probably the Bottle and Bond. More was gone out of that bottle than the old granddad. But could I say for sure? No, I can't say for sure. I don't know. Oh, and if you like my shirt, Whiskey with the View, if you go on Instagram, Whiskey Nate, Whiskey with the Views, his Instagram profile. He takes a lot of neat pictures. I've bought the shirt a year or two ago, and I really always enjoyed looking at his pictures. So I give him a little shout out. I don't mind doing that. But anyway, now I have no clue by now how many times I've spun this or anything like that. I'm talking, so I distract myself so I don't keep track of that. I will put the Atlas over there, so I cover up the view, but I still want to see the comments. So I will need to check them. It's a little different setting. I'm not in my kitchen anymore. My wife and daughter my wife painted before, but my daughter's now painting with my wife, so they've kind of took over the kitchen. So I have to make do down here with a little table. It's a little bit less convenient, but it still works. So we'll make the most of it. All right, I'm done spinning. There's one. I do not want to spill or drop this. One. There's two. If I drop this will be horrible. All right, now I don't know which one's which. Take that off so I can return to the light. Let's put this up in place. Let's hope it is whiskey. I think, all these bottled and bonds, they're all decent. I mean, this is a product of Jim Beam, actually, in this day and age. So it's not something that we see that's. In fact, I should compare it to the Jim Beam Bottled and Bond. That would be a very good comparison. It's a high rye mash bill, says so on the bottle itself. I'm not sure the mash bill, the Very Old Barton. I did not look it up to see if that was what it was. So I couldn't tell you for fact or not fact. Before I tip them up, start drinking, I do want to make sure that we can see. We cannot see. Let's scoot our little butt back here. I want y'all to be able to see everything. This is back again. I have a probably 7 by 12 foot room here that I'm operating out of. So we do have limited space. And if there's an echo, I can't help that. There's just a little echoey in here. Anyway, and I hope you guys hear me fine. Can you hear me fine, Whiskey Ace? You let me know. Is it clear, or do I need to move the mic closer? So I have no way of knowing. Should have did a test of this before I started it. I don't know. Anyway, back to task at hand. $18.99 versus $16.74, a liter versus a $7.50. Water. What's left of them and sipping on right. We'll start left to right like we read, or your right to left, how you view it. I'm not sure. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Wishbone. Appreciate that. Feeling you're good. Okay, thank you guys very much. Thank you, feeling of being watched. All right, we'll start with the nose. So everything's going to be kind of fresh and new. And that's good. I've had a lot of whiskey since the last time I've had them. So it requires memory palate differences between Barton and Old Granddad. And I can tell you what I expect from Old Granddad. I expect, because it's the 114, 117, 140, whatever it is. Excuse me. Anticipation. Bubblegum and cinnamon. And this one kind of followed suit. It's a little muted. So that's kind of what I'm expecting from Old Granddad. This one here should be a little sweeter. Now, that's my expectations. So those are going to be the things that I'm going to look for to see if I can find from my memory the differences I expect between the two and see if I can pinpoint it. I've not did a review on either one of them, which I should do, but I have not done it yet. But this is not a review. This is just perceptions and which one do I think is better. That's all we're shooting for tonight. I smell the rye in this one already. I smell the dill, rye bread, corn. My mouth is watering just in anticipation. Little parsley. That is a weird note. I don't know if I'll ever get it again. But parsley comes to mind. I was cooking with parsley the other day, and it's triggering that. That is wild. And I'm going to smell this one before I give any ideas. But I kind of think I already know. No, I thought I did. Definitely more corn driven. There is rye. Not as strong of odors coming off of it. Not nearly as bold. A little more dark, a little more like a dark rye bread. But there is a definite corn. Definitely more of a feeling of barrel character with this one. A little bit more of the oak comes through in the nose. Almost a marshmallow note to it on the nose, that light, wispy, that can of Stay Puft. When you open the little can of Stay Puft, that marshmallow, that first smell you get off of it, and that's what I'm getting in here. Sweetness. Now, I've been fooled at doing this before. So expectations are often not met. Let me check the comments. Okay, you guys still there listening. All right, let's start with this one first. See what we get. There's the bubble gum. Hubba bubba bubble gum. It's not as strong as the 114, but it's there. Definitely got the dill. I have a lot of good dill. It's very bright. Lots of dill, some minty notes with it. And it's still that parsley characteristic. Got herbal. It's a herbal characteristic that's kind of sticking around as we go. There is some oak there. Not strong. It finishes very well. The finish is balanced. It finishes very well. Sweetness, there's cinnamon. The sweetness is more along brown sugar. A dark brown sugar, not a light brown sugar. I'm talking maybe a little bit more molasses, a little more cooked to it, a little more denseness. They have a dark and they have a light brown sugar. This is definitely richer, more the dark brown sugar. I'm not going to call it caramel. It's not that. Finishes extremely well. That finishes. I'll enjoy the finish on that one. That's a high rye. I'm almost sure, without any hesitation, I'm almost sure that's the Old Granddad. And I'm probably wrong as hell. I ain't even tried the other one yet, so we'll see. but it meets my expectations of a high rye. Not nearly as intense as this one. Great woody note to it. Develops across the palate. There's a lot of corn sweetness there. There's almost a little barrel char there from the barrel. Not acrid, or not that acrid flavor you sometimes get from just a slight little char note. That's in there. Very mouth-watering. Finish ain't as long as this one. Much sweeter in the finish than this one. Again, that refined sugar, that marshmallow note. Lots more vanilla. Now it's starting to deliver vanilla. Lots of good vanilla notes. This is tail end of the finish. Lots of real nice vanilla notes. Not quite as wide a range in the palate as this one is, but definitely saturates the palate a little bit better. Subtle in approach and delivery. Very metered across the palate. Not a lot of high spikes. In some ways, I would say this is a more drinkable than this one. This one's taking you on a better ride than this one. And the finish on this one is just nice. That rye finish is awesome on that one. This one here is a before supper bourbon. This one here is definitely an after supper bourbon, sitting on the back porch watching the sunset. I tell you what, they are so different in so many ways. This case, the positives on both make it hard for me to pick which one of these I like better. I like what both are giving me. They're giving me two different things in two different ways. To think that they're the same, follow the same procedures, just different mash bills and maybe different char on the barrels. This one might have a deeper. I'm getting the feeling this is a much more. If this is this one has a much deeper, richer char on the barrel than this one does. But this one's delivering a lot of light notes that are enjoyable. I'm going to finish this one because I want to sip on that one a little longer later. So we can see if I'm calling this one as the Old Barton and this one's the Old Granddad. So we shall see. Yellow. I was wrong. I get burned on this every stinking time. I did not get the bubble gum with this one. Is that right? Oh, wait a minute. Did I just confuse myself? I think I might just confuse myself. Because I just switched the glasses. This one was yellow. That one was green. But I picked this one for this one. I picked this one for this one. So, yeah. No, they're in the right position. This one should be with this one. This should be with that. Anyway, you look at it, this is my winner. I like this one slightly better. But the Old Barton takes you for a trip. There's more. This one is, that is very, drinkable. The Old Granddad is very drinkable. I mean, that is a very drinkable bourbon. That's sit outside, watch. I'm not kidding you. Sit outside, watch the sun go down, and enjoy. This one is so much brighter. I bet there's more age on this than there is on that. Either that or they're using a lot deeper, darker barrels. That's amazing. I like getting them wrong because it just proves how fallible I am. Expectations undelivered. This is, I'd like to know that, right? Mash bill on the Very Old Barton. It's a high rye mash bill too, I can tell you. If it's not, I don't understand it. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. But the rye comes through better. The rye is coming through really great on this one. You're taking more, it's just taking you on more of a trip. The finish on this one is where it's at. The finish on this one is, it just lingers. It's bright. It has so many flavors and it's so bright in the finish. It just kind of it's enjoyable. Got a hair or something there. It must be off my wife's. I don't got enough hair to have a hair that long. Well, but I like them both. So anyway, you guys do the same challenge and see what you think. I did it for you guys. I'm going to do some more bottling bonds. It's not going to happen anytime, probably fairly quickly. I do have a work thing finally. So we got to go to work coming up. And maybe after I'm done with that, I'll throw a couple other ones in there and we'll go with that and see what happens. Thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and take that off now since we know everything. And they are fun to do. They're so educational. They teach you expectations versus reality. I mean, we all have preconceived notions, and I get burned so many times on preconceived notions. I haven't had either one of these though, and I like to do it like this when I haven't had any recently, because I just lose track. I'm not the best for remembering flavors and bourbons. I'm not going to sit here and tell you something that I can pull rare breed out, and I remember a lot of the caramels, the richness in it has definitely a lot better mouthfeel than either one of these will have. It's more enjoyable across the palate. Has more deeper, darker, richer flavors. And each one's going to have its things, but I have so much. It's hard to keep track for me. And I do scotches and bourbons and bounce back and forth so much. Because I like both. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and slide this over to here. And I don't want things falling off. So we're going to set them up over there. And slide this forward. Now I'm going to look at the screen, but that means I'm not going to be looking at you guys. So get with some of the comments here. DBT Dad or Granddad Bottled Bottled. Yes, it is a mighty fine pour, as we just seen. Definitely my pick of these two. Thanks for the view. You're welcome, sir. Whenever my father comes over for a cookout at the campfire, he brings old Granddad. It's good. He told me he used to sneak into his dad's old Granddad Bottled Bond from his stash when he was a teenager. I would understand that. I would have to go along with it. I might have done similar things as a kid. I'm not saying. Not with old Granddad. We never had that one around. My dad didn't think highly of it. Or Old Crow, for that matter. Very Old Barton, 75 corn, 15 rye, 10 barley. Oh, it is a higher rye mash bill then. It is a higher rye mash bill. It's not in the 20 to 30 range, but that's borderline bottom end of the high, what I call bottom end of the high rye mash bill. So that makes sense. That's why that rye. So maybe the barrels, they're not using maybe they're not charring the barrels as deeply as what they're doing at Old Granddad. And maybe the Old Granddad slightly aged a little longer. And that's tempering that rye a little bit more and it's not quite getting tempered. When they took the 6-year age statement off of this, I heard it changed it. I did not never have the 6-year age statement, so I cannot comment. I bought this in Texas. We don't get it in Kansas. I bought this in Texas probably about a year ago. This time last year, in fact. It was in March. I was down on a motorcycle ride, and I picked this one up in Texas. Oh, Granddad Bottled Bond's available anywhere in Kansas. And I was at Dottie's in McPherson, and she had it in a on sale rack for $16.74 4 liters. So couldn't pass that up. And I walked out with that one. Hi, Whiskey Scout. Cheers from Canada. Cheers to you. I love the old Granddad Bottled Bond. Can get it here in Alberta too. It's commonly available everywhere. It's just this one here. And like I said, somewhere I heard they discontinued it altogether, but I couldn't find it online, so I'm not going to say that. I know when I was down in Texas, they had the shelf line deep, 6 deep, 5 or 6 deep behind the bottle. So it didn't seem to be a problem for them to get it, or maybe it is old stock just left over. I don't know. Anyway, well, guys, I'm going to get off here, let y'all get done with your night. I'm going to finish this. This one's gone. Old Granddad's pretty impressive stuff. I'm going to put it against the old Jim Beam Bonded next time, I think. And we'll go from there and see what that turns out. I bet that's pretty good. I don't remember. I did a thing with the Jim Beam Bonded, but I can't remember the results. But I don't think it beat whichever one I put it against. But I don't know if it was Evan Williams, J.W. Dant. What was the other one? I don't know. Anyway, we'll think around, see what happens. You want to try to throw a review together, too, of these two. That'd be good to get that done. Anyway, everyone, remember the spirit in your glass ain't running from you. Take your time, sip, enjoy it. You'll be better for it. Everyone have a good evening, or the rest of your evening. It's 11:33 here in Kansas in the evening. So talk to y'all later. I enjoyed it. Thank you.